Hello there, fellow summoners. MadDog HT here. We're in 7.2.4 to show another path that I did and who I used and why. So this path was pretty fun for a couple of the fights. That total cheese, but I had to use my lower ranked 5-star because my 6-star rank 3 was in Alliance Quest. So first up, we have this vision. So the nodes on this are Underdog. So if you have class disadvantage, you get the benefit and the superiority. Then Head Rush, where if they purify, every 6 debuffs, they purify and converts into a passive stun. If you don't have superiority, it's every 12 debuffs. And they got Tenacity, 75% chance to purify a debuff. And then stun vulnerability and skill ascendancy. So you get skill attackers get like a 40% base boost, and mutants get a 20%. And then if you're science, you get a negative. So keep that in mind. Sunspot is incredible for 2 of the tech fights. So I brought in my rank 4 Sunspot, 5-star. I have a 6-star rank 3 who I love. He's beasting it in AQ. But we brought in the rank 4, and I'm like, I wonder if this guy will get stunned a lot. And you'll see that like once you start to get going and you get a couple solar flares, solar states on, you start to stack on tons of incinerates every hit, and it's every 6 you get a stun. And so I was doing this and I was like, I wonder if I can perma-stun him. And so I hadn't rolled into it yet, but now I'm gonna get off. I have 4 flare states. Now I'm gonna have well, I didn't go for a 5th, but I go for a special, and just tons of incinerates. We get another, we go for the 5th, and we're just stunning the crap out of this guy. He's got stun vulnerability, and the debuffs keep coming because they keep getting purified. They keep getting banked into my charges, so he pretty much is not gonna run out. And there you have it. Like, super easy fight. Super easy fight. I love Sunspot, and with that node combination, it's just ridiculous. So he could probably do similar, but you'd have to get more flare states up before you'd start getting the perma-stuns because you don't have superiority. But yeah, so on this one, we're gonna be the underdog. We're gonna bring in Nick Fury. So I'm going to be trying to put on bleeds, and then every 6 bleeds or stuns that get purified will trigger this passive stun. And it, trying to work around when that's going to happen, like trying to count them, it gets a little tricky. With Sunspot, you're just going in and spamming because every single hit is an incinerate, and you can stack multiple on single hits. With Fury, the bleeds don't come as quickly. If you could do a parry medium heavy, then they would, but they have a 75% chance to purify that stun. So unless you bring in White Magneto, if you bring in White Magneto, I think that would actually make Nick Fury even better, because you could get a parry and then you get 4 bleeds off under that stun. So White Magneto might be a solid option to tag along depending on who you're going to fit on your team. But yeah, champs that put out lots of debuffs. I know the updated Black Panther puts out a ton of bleeds. Black Widow Deadly Origin puts out a ton of shocks. I think would be a solid option. Nick Fury, obviously, he's just a beast to begin with. So yeah, you do get the attack boost on these mutants for being the underdog, so that gives you the superiority, and every 6 debuffs that's purified. It's not every 6 debuffs that you put on, it's every 6 debuffs that get purified. So that tenacity has a 75% chance, so it's not going to happen on every debuff, but chances are very high. And then it's got stun vulnerability. So when you get that passive stun, you're getting extra attack. If your stun doesn't get purified, you're going to be getting extra attack. So we do get hit once because we weren't dealing with the stun getting shrugged off, and Nick Fury takes him out. Next we got I'm going to use Havok versus Vulture. Now this did not work well at all. I was thinking that the plasma charges would get shrugged off and he would get stunned quite frequently, and that just did not happen. Now, Vulture does have an armor up that I cannot remove, which is one oversight that I forgot, and so I'm not going to get any plasma detonations. And I believe because he has the armor up, even though he's shrugging off, it's not like a skill champ where if you shrug them off, you that defender would take damage. So he's not taking any damage, but I think only one time. I mean, he has shrugged off a lot of these plasmas, and then I get hit by the L2. I need to wait that out so I don't take any damage back, but I am getting willpower healed, so not the biggest issue. But you can see, like, I'm getting these stuns and he's purifying, and I don't know what the interaction is, but I'm the underdog and he is not getting there. He finally gets a passive stun, but it should be every 6, and it just doesn't seem like it's working out like that. He's trying to charge a heavy to get some prowess, throw off a special 3. I think if I remember right, this does okay damage. No, not okay. 20,000. Yeah, this is a really, really long fight. I'm going to let this play out, but I don't understand why I'm not getting the stuns. But it's not having, I don't know if it's a bug or if there's some interaction with Vulture, maybe his new update that it was an oversight. But I really thought that Havok would be a solid option here, and it's just not the case. So if you want to watch this, go ahead, have a look, but you'll notice that I don't get the passive stuns, even though I'm getting the tenacity, and even though I got smacked again because I didn't deal with his miss mechanic, I do end up soloing this fight. It just takes a really, really, really dang long time. So just keep that in mind. I will see you at the end of this fight, and we'll continue on with the rest of the map. Alright, we're just finishing up. Again, I don't know what happened, but that this matchup did not work. It seems bugged to me, but we get the kill. Took forever. Was a pain in the butt. Lots of hits. Lots of interactions that didn't happen with the nodes that I was expecting. But let's just move on. We got Cyclops next, and I believe I go in again with Nick Fury. And so we got the class disadvantage, which is going to give us the underdog superiority, which is going to give us the head rush, where it's every 6 debuffs that are applied and are purified will trigger a passive stun. So I get smacked off right off the bat. And then you can see that white debuff, the skill fist, that's the skill Ascendancy. And then I get smacked again. So now, and then I get smacked again. Like, I think I was pretty frustrated from the Havok fight. Um, but that's fine. We got the real Nick Fury active. We got the Fury going. We're at 30%. I get tagged yet again. But we'll close this out. I do not die, although it looks like I am going to die. I don't. Yeah, just sometimes the tenacities catch me off guard, and my whole rhythm was off for this fight. We do get to 16 tactical charges, which is going to give us the full unblockable, and then we're just going to go ham on this dude, get an intercept in, and we're finally dexing those special ones. Yeah, Nick Fury is a solid option for the mutants. There we do get a passive stun, and we're going to hit him with a special 2 and get the kill. Pretty quick fight. Definitely not clean, though. So yeah, so we're going to move on. We got Mysterio. Now here is another awesome showcase of Sunspot just wrecking these techs. Now he can't do it to Vulture because Vulture is Incinerate immune, but just check this out. We're gonna, once we get some Incinerates going and we can lock in another Flare State where we're doing double and then triple the Incinerates, and then he's purifying them. I'm getting them banked. My Sunspot isn't high sig either, so just keep that in mind. I think I started around 80 something, but here we go. We're just gonna go for it. He's purifying all of these Incinerates. We're getting that stun, passive stun just kept in there. We got 5 Flare States, but you can check the charges for our Incinerates. They just keep getting refreshed from the purifications. I don't have to suck them in with my heavy. And we just got him stun locked. We got 8 Flare States. We do need to make sure that we don't run out, because if you run out, then you're just going to be toast. And we just go for the kill with a special 2 with 8 Flare States. Rank 4 Sunspot just demolished that Mysterio with him not having a chance to do anything. Pretty dang awesome interaction. Alright, last up, we have Moleman against this Nightcrawler. So I do have the passive True Strike. He cannot evade me. I do end up switching him because I just hit into the block to his non-evade state. I get tagged there. I think I get tagged maybe once more. But yeah, we're gonna start getting to where I think we're gonna get into Frenzy. Maybe not. Maybe I stay in his monster mass mode the whole time. But it would be ideal to get into Frenzy, because then you're just going to be critting and putting those bleeds on, and you're going to be able to get not into a perma-stun, but you can get into a good rhythm where you're just putting on bleeds, and then he's stunning, and then you get the extra stun stun, vulnerability, damage. And yeah, so it's going pretty well right here. I think I might end up throwing a L3 actually. Just because I've already switched him, I don't have to worry about the I don't have to worry about the evade. So we do get that passive stun. We're going to throw off the L3 while that passive stun is active, which should give us bigger damage on the L3, and it gets us how much? What's the numbers? 20? Was that 23,000? Didn't seem crazy. But now we got Tenacity up. Not Tenacity. We got Frenzy up, and every hit is giving a bleed, and we're just bleeding this guy to death. And then we get the stuns. When I get that passive stun, I'm going to charge the heavy so that I can keep the Frenzy up. Throw off a big special too. He's stunned. Big damage there. Lots of bleeds. We're in deep wounds territory now, where the bleeds are going to be doing 1% plus their normal damage. And Nightcrawler goes down fairly quickly on that one. Lots of hits, but the fight goes pretty fast. So that's the path. Definitely MVP for 2 of those fights is Sunspot. And now we're going to go up to the boss, which we're going to go and fight ManThing. We're going to use SheHulk, and we swap out Havok or Fury. I don't recall which one, and I'm trying to remember who we swap in. I think we swap in somebody that's poison immune as a backup to SheHulk. But if I were to do it again, I probably would throw in Mr. Fantastic. I'm looking at seeing if Mysterio would be a decent option, because he is poison immune, but that's only when he has his helmet active. But ManThing's gonna armor break him, and then that gets rid of his immunity. So I don't bring in Mysterio, who's a rank 3. I'm looking through this. I'm trying to see, who do I have that's poison immune. Can't use Ghost because I'll get armor broke. I'm trying to think if I use Warlock, Sentinel. I think maybe I actually throw in Sentinel as a backup option. Yeah, I think so. Or I think I'm looking at to see if how his regen is, because this ManThing does have flare, so you're gonna lose 60% health or 100% health over 60 seconds. But he's gonna get armor broke. I look at that L3 again. It's like if you have a permanent passive armor up, you can regen, but that permanent passive is not permanent if you get armor broke. So kind of oxymoron that it's called a permanent armor up passive. It's not so permanent when you can get armor broken. So I think I do. Maybe I throw him in. I just want a backup option in case I mess up with SheHulk. And do I put him in or do I use somebody else? I honestly don't remember. Thinking about it. Or do I put Hype in? Thinking. Yeah, looks like I do put in Sentinel. Just because he can get full analysis and spam a lot more specials. And this has the Power Shield node. Power Shield, high energy diet, but if they throw Incinerate, Shocks, Cold Snaps, then it's gonna like regen him back that damage. Flare, Power Reversal. So if you get power gain buffs and stuff, then you get drained, and yeah, and then all of his special attacks are unblockable. So we go with SheHulk. I've been having a lot of fun with SheHulk recently since I've awakened her. I took her to rank 2, I don't know, maybe 2 months ago, maybe 3 months ago. And she is a really solid champion. You know, even though she can't do that crazy, you know, stun or heavy chain in the corner thing when she first got updated, she's still really good. And with a couple synergies, she's fantastic. The Mr. Fantastic synergy with the power stings makes her so good. You know, if you can get the opponent to be throwing specials and you build up those passive furies, those stings can get really crazy. And yeah, so I think, you know, if you have a poison champ that can access willpower, then I don't think you have to worry at all about the flare damage, unless maybe you were bringing in a cosmic, because class disadvantage is going to make the flare damage more potent stuff. But I think even like Hyperion could do this, and his special, well, his special ones would give him the energy stuff, so it wouldn't help out, but his special twos could do some really big damage. And I can't ever get this guy into a good enough rhythm to where I keep the Furies up for long. I do go in to that heavy a little bit early, and I ended up getting comboed to the face. I do survive, and I'm going to dig my way back out, and we'll solo this fight. The armor breaks are nice. I'm going to be getting like constant willpower the whole fight. Although, you know, the damage that I'm taking is going to be a little bit more significant on the blocks. But yeah, She-Hulk can hit pretty dang hard. It's just I need to get this guy into a cycle. I mean, I prefer to throw L2s just because you can get out of range easier and counter. With the L1, I know you can Dex and counter. I usually don't, at least for Alliance War, because I feel like I'm always, if I just am a hair off, I'm going to get parried. So that behavior is coming over into this fight a little bit. But I know you can counter the special one and punish it. But yeah, here we go. Unblockable. We got 3 Furies up. We get the intercept. Hit it 27 and 60 something thousand. So that was you know, 90 something thousand in damage with the 4 Furies. We just can't quite seem to keep them rolling. So, which isn't the biggest deal, but it's just going to make the fight a little bit longer. If his special 2 animation was his L1 animation, definitely would be able to, I think, keep the Furies stacked significantly easier. That L1 animation's pretty dang long. And yeah. So She-Hulk, we do get the solo. We've already done 100 something hits. We've gotten hit, so I can't, you know, it's quite a few hits. And he's at 37%. Only damage you're getting is from specials. But yeah, let me know who you guys use for this fight. So I use Thing and She-Hulk. I don't have Red Hulk ranked up. I think Hulk. I think Immortal Hulk would be really awesome for this one. Yeah, let me know who you guys use and were you successful. Anybody use Hyperion? I'd be interested to see if he could do this, or like one of the Marvel champions. Obviously not Captain Marvel movie, because you'd be taking damage with any contact, because ManThing's a mystic. But maybe Captain Marvel, Miss Marvel, Kamala. It'd be interesting to see a solo for that here. But yeah, we're almost there. We're getting some decent specials. I was thinking, oh, will that L1 do it? Not even close. It was like 20 something total K damage, which isn't terrible for a special one, but this is power shield. So we got 11 and what's that, 25,000. Not enough. Should have saved for the L2. I think I do save for the L2. I'm trying to think if it also doesn't quite do it. I'm trying to remember. But yeah, this fight's about to be closed out. Hopefully the path of the champs that I used helped. There we go. And hopefully this gives you an idea. SheHulk, she can definitely do this fight fairly easily. Armor breaks offset the flare damage. But thanks for watching, fellas. That is the last path that I took in 7.2.4. And we're going to move on to 7.2.5. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.